I can't believe October is almost over. This month is flying. And as we wind down Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we do want to send the message out to not forget about the men. Yes, you men, you can get breast cancer too.
And joining us today to give us a little more insight into men's breast cancer, we have an advocate and a two-time breast cancer survivor, Steve Cohn. Welcome back to Great Day.
Great to see you guys, and thanks for having me. And yes, men can get it. I did, as you mentioned. So
Twice.
Twice. And you know, I love getting awareness out about men can get it. It's rare in men, but they can. And unfortunately, the mortality rate with men is 10 times that of women because men just don't think it's going to happen to them.
Right.
A big difference between men and women is, as you guys know, and unfortunately, women can get it at any age. But with men, it's usually 60 and over.
Oh, wow.
Why? No one knows.
Interesting.
My first bout was right after I turned 60.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Of course,
Right
I'm
there.
only 61 now.
Yeah, right.
But no one knows why. So I recommend that when men turn 50, they think about the fact that it could happen. And the warning sign is if they see a cyst in their breast area, and in my case it was painless, but I had it checked out. My doctor walked me down the hall to the breast cancer facility at the time. I was in New York at the time, and they did a biopsy, and sure enough, right? And then it came back 2 years after that. There are no clinical studies on men because there aren't enough of us. 1% of cases a year are men. But, you know, we go through the same routine as women with tamoxifen, which is a common drug used, an estrogen inhibitor for many breast cancer cases in women and some in men like me, and sometimes chemo, sometimes radiation. But men just don't often catch it early because, of course, there's no awareness.
And if it's pain-free, maybe they're just unsure.
It's a cyst, who
right.
knows?
Right.
It's not anything you need to rush for. And I don't know about you, but our husbands are probably a little stubborn when it comes to like getting something checked out. But that's why it's important to raise this awareness. If something doesn't seem right, just go, you know, ask your doctor.
Right. Yeah. And it's you know, I just hope that more men, you know, think about the fact it can happen. Oh, by the way, like women, if there's a history in their family, there wasn't any in mine, but if a woman or a fella in your family on either side has had breast cancer, of course, it's more likely you might get it.
Yeah.
But even if not, still, it's important. Because I didn't have family history. You didn't have family history.
No.
I got it at 27. You got it at 60. You know, it still can happen, but at least being aware of your body, right, and what to expect. So.
Is it usually a cyst, or could it be some other form that you're looking out for?
It usually looks like a cyst.
Okay, it's hard. It's like a rock or something.
And like in my case, it didn't hurt, and I'm told that's very common.
Yeah.
Okay.
So men don't have the emotional issues that women have. You know, losing a breast was not a big deal for me. So men shouldn't be afraid of, you know, if they think they have a cyst and have it checked out. It's
the earlier the better, obviously.
Yeah, and unfortunately that rarely happens. So the more we can get the message out, thanks to you two and for doing this with me today.
Yeah.
It can really save a lot of men's lives.
What did you say, 10 times?
10 times the mortality rate of women.
We've known you for years, Steve, so we've known this story of yours, and we love that you're able to share it. But when somebody finds out that you're a breast cancer survivor, let alone two-time, what is their reaction and what is your message to them? My message is, let's do everything we can to let men know about breast cancer is a remote possibility, but it is a possibility.
Yeah.
And, you know, you should tell family and friends, male family and friends, especially older ones, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I'd say 50 and over just to be safe, but
and
it's only 1% of cases a year, but why should men die at alarming rates, you know, just because they have no idea?
When there's a treatment, there's something they can do, right? If you just go in.
I mean, in my case, I caught it early both times. That's 12 years ago, right? I'm cancer-free.
That's amazing.
Every man should have that ability if they just pay a little attention.
Right.
I was telling you, I met another gentleman last week that's a two-time breast cancer survivor as well. You were the only one I'd really known, even in this entire breast cancer community. And now there's two. And you said it's rare, but even he was two-time. So it's, It's
and
there. I
the
know we keep saying it, but
the medical community doesn't really focus on it because, look, in the Washington, D.C. area, for instance, maybe there's 2 cases a year.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So no one's really prepared for that, right?
That's 2 more cases than it should be.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, especially if it's caught late, right?
Right.
So,
Right. Yes. Thank
so
you.
men, pay attention.
Yes. Thank you for sharing your story, Steve.
Yeah, you're always so
great
open
to
about
see
it.
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
great to see you.
Appreciate
Okay,
it.
remember, if you suspect you may have male breast cancer, you see that cyst, something's not right, please contact your physician immediately. The early detection, the better.